Hi guys, welcome back or welcome to Switch to Life, and in today's video, we're going to be once again discussing the Super Mario Bros. Movie, but this time, we will be discussing how it fits into the Illumination Cinematic Universe. And yes, I know what you guys are going to say, isn't the Mario movie technically owned by Nintendo? Well, yes, it is, very much so. The characters and the movie are owned by Nintendo, but that doesn't mean that Illumination helped assist in the making of the movie. So in today's video, we will be discussing how it fits into the Illumination Cinematic Universe along with Illumination's other 12 films. So without further ado, let's talk about it.
Illumination! Yeah! Illumination! Huh? Oh, man.
So 2 weeks ago, I made a video about the Illumination Cinematic Universe, and if you haven't already seen it, I suggest you go watch it, link in the description down below. But essentially, I discussed how the Mario movie can fit into the Illumination Cinematic Universe by having all of the scenes in Brooklyn and Queens taking place on Earth I, or Illumination, and then all of the scenes in the Mushroom Kingdom taking place in a completely separate universe known as the Nintendo Cinematic Universe. This way, Nintendo can keep its franchises to themselves, while at the same time, Illumination gets credit for the work. In this video, I go into more details on that and what exactly the Mario movie does for the lore of the Illumination Cinematic Universe. So first off, let's discuss how it can fit. I believe that the Super Mario movie takes place in the year 1985, or sometime in the 1980s. And you might be wondering, with that climactic battle at the end, how come nobody in Illumination is talking about it? Well, here's the thing. That climactic battle takes place in the 1980s, and other than the Minions movies, which take place before the 1980s, all of the Illumination movies take place in the 2010s, so it's been a long time since the Mario movie. Nobody's really talking about Queens since its destruction in the 1980s because it's old news. In fact, I'm pretty sure that Margot, Edith, and Agnes wouldn't have even been born by that point. And before you guys say anything about how the Mario movie can't take place in 1985 thanks to Luigi's cell phone,
Super Mario Brothers!
well, if you look at it closely, it's definitely an older version of the iPhone. And from what I can tell, Illumination has already had a pretty tech-forward universe, considering what we see in both Minions and Minions: The Rise of Gru. So having Luigi get a cell phone in 1985 would have been something like the iPhone literally just came out 1, 2, 3 years ago. And it was probably something that Mario gave to Luigi for his birthday, not only to give a gift to his brother, but also to help their business be the best it could be. And before you say anything about Gru using a cell phone or a normal phone like this in Despicable Me 2, you're forgetting about this scene earlier in the movie.
Good night, Margo. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold the horses. Who are you texting?
No one, just my friend Avery.
Yeah, as you can see, that is definitely a normal cell phone that we would have nowadays. So Margot having one in 2013 versus Luigi having one in 1985 isn't that big of a deal. But what about all of the Mario Easter eggs that happen in all of Illumination's other movies, I'm hearing you saying? Well, I just watched all of the Illumination movies, and there's really only 3 Easter eggs. Our first Easter egg is from The Secret Life of Pets, where we see this scene. Honestly, all that does is further prove that Turtles and Koopa Troopas are the same in both universes. So let's move on to the second Easter egg, which is just a song from Sing 2. Well, that is also pretty easy to explain. With Mario taking place in 1985 and Sing 2 taking place in the far future, well, I have a theory for you. Remember Giuseppe from the Super Mario Bros. Movie? The guy who has a perfect Italian accent of Mario and is played by Charles Martinet? He's working on an arcade game called Jumpman. Being a close friend of Mario, I actually think that he could actually make a game with Mario as the protagonist, and it would actually look a lot like the Mario games we have in our world. Even Mario's voice would sound so much similar simply because Giuseppe would be the voice actor of Mario since he was the original creator. And if that game sells anything like the Mario games in our world, it's gonna be no wonder that Sing in the far future would have some sort of reference to Mario. Now, this next Easter egg tends to be a bit on the, it's just an Easter egg side of things, but I'll go into detail after I show the clip.
Why aren't you like other kids, breakdancing and wearing bell-bottoms and playing the Donkey Kongs? Why aren't you like other kids, breakdancing and wearing bell-bottoms and playing the Donkey Kongs?
Okay, yeah, I kind of found it weird that I was able to get so much references from the Lorax to Illumination's latest 3 movies, but I did, so there's that. Anyway, Illumination predicted their own future aside, let's discuss the actual implications of that Easter egg. Well, breakdancing and bell-bottoms, those are 2 pretty common things that you would find in pretty much any universe. Donkey Kong, however, that's an arcade game that would have been made by Giuseppe or something like that, and using the shrink ray would have been shrunken down to the microscopic world of the Lorax. Because if you've seen my last video that I left a link in the description down below to, it would explain how the Lorax fits into a microscopic tiny world of a seed, similar to how the Grinch fits on a snowflake. To this day, I don't understand how Donkey Kong would ever be able to make it down to that universe without ever crushing it, but I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I mean, it's not like when they made the Lorax, Illumination knew they were ever going to work with Mario, or Donkey Kong for that matter. So I think we can just chalk that up to it's an Easter egg and it doesn't have any good world building capability. But you know what does have good world building capability? The shrink ray being created by the mini mushrooms from the Nintendo universe. Apparently, the Brooklyn battle in 1985 sparked some interest in some scientists who were trying to understand its science, especially the mini mushroom. And they tried to find the science of the mini mushroom and create their own version of the shrinking mushroom, and they made the shrink ray, which is why we have the shrink ray in Despicable Me in the year 2012. Took a long time, but they made it. So, now that that is out of the way, that is how the Mario movie fits into the Illumination Cinematic Universe. The real question would be how the Lorax got a reference to Donkey Kong, but other than that, it fits pretty perfectly. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video and that you're looking forward to next week's video, which is going to be a ranking of all 13 Illumination movies. Until then, I hope you guys are staying safe out there, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.